All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to teach you another weak point in the system on 12 volts, 24 volts. You see it out here. This is nothing new. It's just that we're not using the equipment the way the equipment's built, or the equipment's not installed right. We'll go over that as always. So, in the Remco, under the cap, right? They have a relay under there. And people say, oh, well, it buzzes, it clicks, it. Okay. This is a maintenance thing, really. It's not a pump issue because you burnt it up. So if you're on and off the gun, on and off the gun, on and off the gun, like I say, you're going to burn these up. These are only rated 30 to 40. So if you're using a 7 gallon that needs 30 to 35, you're really cutting it short. Like really, really close. That if you don't give this time to cool down in between your full PSIs, then this is just going to burn up. Now, that being said, when you do replace the relay, make sure you only put a 3040 back in here. Here's why. It's very, do not do this. Do not put a 4060 in here thinking that it's okay because you bumped it up from a 3040 to a 4060. These wires, you got to understand how wire works. If this wire won't accept that, this stuff will go on fire. It will melt. It will cause so much resistance. You cannot do that. This is what I'm trying to teach you guys. You're more underpower. I need you guys to be overpower, and then you'll enjoy all your systems, even your machines and your P40s. All your key starts will sound so much better when you're trying to start them. But so this is what's under there. That's why we tell you guys, get rid of this, put a solenoid on, because the solenoid, this is a clicker, right? I install these for cars. Car alarms, remote kill starts, you name it. I've installed this in the car. I used to put 6 of these together and design stuff out of them. So relays are cool if you get into it. Latches, all kinds of stuff. But you can see it's burnt. But that's what we're trying to tell you guys, is that if you're coming on and off a gun too fast, this is what you're doing. You're burning all this up. And then this goes to the micro switch on the top, right? So you have your relay, your micro switch. Now, even though you ran thicker wire to the line, doesn't give you access to be on and off a gun. If you need to be on and off a gun, add an accumulator for $35. Trust me, you'll be a lot happier. But this is the important part of the relays, so you understand. They're only rated for 30 on the normal and 40 on the surge. Same as 10 gauge, right? What I was showing you yesterday. And then we go to 8 gauge. Why? Because it could surge higher, and it could support the more amperage you're running. So that's the same theory with this. If you want to go to a solenoid, this comes out, and you run thicker wire to the solenoid. So then you have your solenoid here, right? And then you have your 4 posts, right? And then it has a stud on it. And then you could put whatever fittings you have. You can run the thick wire. You can run 4 gauge here. You can run 2 gauge. You can run whatever you need to run here. 8 gauge, 6 gauge, 4 gauge. It's all in your design. It's what your build is calling for. Nobody could give you numbers because you have to run your own numbers. Everybody's build's going to be different, and that's where a lot of people have it wrong. So, certain tips work better on certain systems. It's all different out here. All the builds are different. So the hose lengths are different. Everything's different. People draw from the top of the tank versus from the bottom of the tank. So everything changes. So you got to play with your own system to get it dialed in. But you guys have to run a pressure test. You got to know what your PSI is at. The other night, the other guy came over. He was at 50, and his pump was rated for 60. So we fixed that. And it makes a big difference. I mean, it definitely will give you extra footage. But not like crazy footage, like an extra foot maybe or two. But that's the thing is when you're on and off the gun, you create a lot of resistance. So that's why the solenoid's better because you run bigger wire. It's not the pump wire that's the problem, like I tell you. It's the run. It's everything before it. So if you don't get this right, pump's never gonna work right, right? Thanks again. Check out the website. Have a good night.